Hi, I'm Shania and I live in Kenya. I was around 12 years old when this event took place. I lived with my mom and things were going really well until she got a job offer far away from where we lived.
Man, Kenya,
It
man,
was a
it seems...
6-month contract and it paid well, so she couldn't say no. The only problem, I couldn't go with her. The job required her to move around.
Don't tell me she's gonna be
and I was
alone.
too young to live alone, so a friend of hers helped her find a babysitter. Let's call the babysitter Lucy. She was a young girl, just out of high school, and now attending a nearby university.
Okay,
My
good.
mom
That's a
let her
typical
move into our
babysitter.
house with her things, and even stayed an extra night to make sure I was
Well, look at
okay
the
with
eyes,
Lucy.
man.
They
That
made
looks a
small
bit
talk,
weird, right?
and I remember Lucy telling my mom,
Some of my classmates are into witchcraft. I would never involve myself in stuff like that.
my mom really liked her.
Dude, it's
She
in
figured
Kenya
I'd be
and
fine.
she's saying that
The next
some of
day,
her
as my
classmates
mom
are
was
into
getting ready
witchcraft,
to
bro.
leave, I
Don't.
handed her our Bible and said,
Take this with you. It'll keep you safe.
she smiled.
Get a
and
new
gave it back.
babysitter, man.
No,
Don't
you
go
keep
with
it
her.
so we can keep you safe. But just before she left, I secretly slipped it into her luggage. Looking back now, I feel like something bad was going to happen to one of
Dude,
us.
that's the gut feeling
And I
that
think
people
it
have,
happened
right?
to me because I didn't keep the Bible.
Trust your gut
A
feelings,
couple of
man.
weeks went by. Things were okay, except for a few strange occurrences. Lucy slept in my room, and a few times I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of her praying. But it didn't really sound like praying, more like
Yo,
chanting.
that is witchcraft.
She kept
bro.
repeating things like,
Deliver me from evil and the snares of the devil.
It was during one of these nights that everything took a dark turn. She woke me up, this time
Yo, look
on
at the
purpose,
eyes, man.
and she invited me to pray with her. I looked at the clock and it was around 11 p.m. I thought it was odd, but I said
Why
yes
are you
anyway.
praying at night?
We knelt on the floor and she led the prayer. At first, it was normal. Then, she reached for one of my hands mid-prayer, and then the other. Before I could react, her grip started to tighten, tighter and tighter. My hands began to
Like
ache.
she's trying to
Her
transfer
voice grew
something into
louder, and
that
her
little
tone,
girl, right?
It became eerie. That's when I knew something was wrong, and I screamed. She stopped praying and just stared at me, and then suddenly, she lifted me up and threw me into her bed and pinned my arms down. She began slamming my
hell?
head against the wooden bed frame over and over again, all while chanting her prayers louder and louder. All I could hear was my own screaming, her voice, and then the sound of
Bro,
our door
this-
being broken down. The neighbors had heard the commotion. They burst into the room and turned on the lights. And the moment the
Yo.
light filled the room, Lucy stopped. She became instantly calm, almost like nothing happened.
It's like
The
a
man pulled her
split
off of
personality
me
or something,
while
right? She's
others led
turned
me
on to
out
other
into the
personality.
living room. I was in shock, traumatized. They called my mom, and she asked one of the neighbors to take me to their house for the night. As for Lucy, the neighbors were furious. They
Yeah.
questioned her, yelling, demanding answers. That's when she screamed and ran outside. And then
Now she's screaming
she did
and
something
running.
truly terrifying. She dropped to the ground and began to slither like a snake across the grass.
What?
And then she got up and vanished into the night. The next morning, my grandpa came to pick me up, and I went to live with my grandparents for the
Yeah,
rest
I mean-
of the 6 months. Lucy never came back. She begged my mom not to press charges, and she sent a friend to collect her things from our house.
That
To this
is...
day, the whole thing still gives me chills. But one thing's for sure, it taught both me and my mom a serious lesson.
Okay, I'm
Hi,
gonna
my name is Chris, and I want to share
I'm
my
gonna pause
scary
right
experience.
here.
I'm
Guys, if you are enjoying this, please like and subscribe. My name is Astrim Reacts and I react to more ghost stories like this. If you guys would like to watch with me more of these stories, then please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
from Croatia, and I live in Zagreb. One evening, my friend, let's call him Steve, and I decided to go for a walk.
Croatia.
When we met up, we couldn't really decide where to go, so Steve suggested we meet up with our friend group. When we got there, I said hi to everyone, but after about half an hour, I started feeling kind of lonely. I was new in the group, and I didn't have much to say,
Yeah.
just laughing
That's
at
typical.
jokes here and there. It was getting late, and I started feeling sleepy. I checked my phone and saw it was 10:45 p.m. I turned to my
Oh,
friend
yeah.
Steve and said,
Hey, we came out for a walk, right? Let's go walk.
We said goodbye to the group and left. Both Steve and I have always been interested in paranormal stuff, so he said,
What if we go to the cemetery?
I hesitated, but then agreed. From
So
my
it's one
house,
thing
the
watching
nearest
paranormal
cemetery
things
is
and one
about a 15
thing
to
acting
20
upon
minute
it,
walk.
going to
The one we
investigate
went to
cemeteries
was
and all.
huge. When we got there, we were surprised. No security in sight. Usually there are guards patrolling to make sure nothing gets stolen or vandalized. We were a little confused, but ignored it and walked in. Immediately, I felt chills all over my body.
Yeah,
It was
that's
summer,
one of the
so I
signs,
didn't
man. Get
understand
out.
why I felt so cold. The cemetery was actually pretty well lit, so we could see everything clearly. There were 3 paths,
fine.
straight ahead, which led deeper into the cemetery, right and left, which led back to different exits. Of course, we chose to go deeper. We were walking and just chatting about random stuff, mostly girls. Then, out of nowhere, Steve said,
Hey, I heard if you whistle in here, someone whistles back.
That made me uncomfortable,
no.
but also kind of excited.
The one thing you
I'd
learn is
never
don't
seen
whistle
or
at night,
heard anything paranormal
especially in
my
the
life.
cemetery, bro.
So I
No.
asked.
You think we should try it?
He nodded. I whistled first. Nothing. Then Steve whistled. Still nothing. I laughed and said,
This is stupid.
and we just kept walking. But about 5 minutes later, we heard it. A whistle. Faint, but definitely there, somewhere in the distance. We froze, looked at each other. Then we
Yeah,
decided
now
to
why
go
are you
check
freezing,
it out.
man?
We walked toward the
You're
direction it
investigating
came
it,
from,
damn.
going deeper and
Get
deeper
out,
into
bro.
the cemetery. I don't know what we were expecting, but didn't find anything. And as soon as I was about to say something, we heard another whistle. But this one came from directly above us. About 3 meters away, there was a massive oak tree. We looked up and saw a huge, ominous
Yo.
shadow.
Look at
It
that.
looked like a woman, not moving, just staring down at us. We both froze, staring up. at
That
whatever
is scary,
was.
man.
My heart was racing, and then, suddenly, I felt dizzy. We whispered to each other in panic.
Bro, they're
Then
so
we
calm.
looked up again, and she was gone. We stood
Bro.
there, trying to make sense of what had just happened, and that's when we heard
If it were
a
me, I'd be
meow.
booked out of
But
there,
it
bro.
wasn't normal. It didn't even sound like a cat. It was more like a woman imitating a cat's meow. And that's when we ran. In pure panic, we sprinted in a random
It might be
direction,
a crazy
not
lady,
even
but
knowing where we were
it
going
might also
in the
be
cemetery.
paranormal, man.
I glanced
Don't
behind
wanna
me,
mess with her.
and what I saw still haunts me. The woman was now lying on the concrete, not moving, still making that terrifying meowing sound.
Oh, it's so
She was
creepy,
pale,
man. It might be a crazy
skinny,
lady,
and
right?
wearing a black dress. And her smile was huge, but unnatural. It was creepy as hell. I turned back around, kept my head down, and just kept running in one direction until I got out of the cemetery. And eventually,
Close your eyes
we
and
made
run.
it out. I was in shock. I turned to Steve and said,
I'm going home. I feel sick.
when I got home, I was still shaking, still nauseous, still scared. And to this day, I've never gone back to that cemetery, and I never will.
Alright, man, that was 2 scary horror stories, bro. Again, by Once Entertainment, I linked the channel name in the title of this video. Please like and subscribe and let me know what I should react to next, alright? I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.